残した。These lights a little bit. you have some of these legs. working on a Rory Mercury doing. Get the lining. Actually, take a picture. was gonna fix this bow a little bit too. Just gonna want to center it in. Yo, killer, how's it going? Found my stream. Yeah, I was bouncing around a lot of. Well, I was trying out Twitch, which I might still just use if I ever try digital more. But like, I'll probably just stick with YouTube for this kind of drawing. I think, as long as the playroom is still working fairly well, which it has been lately. So. So you drawing more, killer? It works, I know it does. Just do it more and it gets better and better. Just curl the paper a little bit. Just trying to move this a little bit. Should try to get this bit closer. You see my latest one? Oh yeah, I finished the Clarion drawing. Just happy how it turned out. Shiny. And I just really enjoy using like the colored pencil and the smooth Bristol paper. That's how this one's gonna end up too. Just kind of, I don't know. I like the way the material works with it. I do waste a lot of pencil though. Oh, hey, thanks. I have a couple other ones I've done like that. Like this one too. This one. I like working with color pencil. A couple of my other favorites I've done recently. Lou, I'm from Iowa in the U.S. I don't got boobs. Sorry. I don't know what you're saying. You know, one thing that really helped me drastically, like, at least let's say improve coloring, was that I did expand my, like, well, the amount of colors that I had when I bought that larger set of Prisma pencils. It just helped me, like, work with the colors more, I don't know. But it is true, just having more available to you does help. Not that you can't, like, get some pretty good coloring done with limited amounts, but like having more availability does help a lot, I found. At least with the coloring part. Still, the lining and stuff still just takes a bit of practice and I guess slowing down a bit. I've kind of slowed down on my drawing and try to like make it look a little bit neater. And taking a second look at a drawing, like I'll do a drawing and sketch, and then I'll like let it sit for a while and take a second look at it and then make a few changes. I don't know that username. Well, I believe you because your username says you're not. Do whatever you want. We'll just cut it right there. Yeah, 12 colors. Now, that's kind of what I worked with. My first like set of trying to use Prisma pencils and stuff was like, I think it might have been 20. But I also didn't really know how to use the Prisma pencils. What I found is, if you're going to use a Prisma pencil, use smooth paper. Unless you're going for that like gradient look to it, you know, where it has texture, which I don't really try. I just go for like the smooth solid fill. So you want a Bristol smooth paper for that. It's really hard to do that with the textured paper. Let's see, she's got a ribbon, bow tie thing in the back. I'd say when you get even more comfortable or you feel like ready to do a lot of coloring, I would suggest, well, for me it was definitely worth investing in paying, you know, well, it was on sale. I got like the 100 and I think it was like 130 set or something for Prisma pencils. It was like $70, which was a really good deal at the time. So, you know, investing in a little bit better materials does help, especially when you're like feeling like you're ready to like step it up a notch or something, you know. Like every drawing's still improving over the next one, more or less. But having the right material, especially if you're going to put a lot of time into something, does, you know, it's kind of worth it. You know, if I'm going to spend 10 to 20 hours on something, I might as well make, you know, use the best materials I can. I'm not going to get cheap with materials, just save like $2 on something I'm going to spend a lot of time on. Thing is about Prisma is it doesn't work the same as, say, the other pencils do. Hold on, I can show you an example. Here we go. This is some Bristol vellum paper. It has a small texture to it, but it's still basically what you call like almost a smooth paper. So this would be like a standard color pencil. It's not a Prisma. But I'd say it's still a notch better than like Crayola, you know. It's still pretty smooth on this kind of paper. You go light, there's a lot of like, I'd say what I call like spacing in it. And then you get like, you know, like a Prisma. It's even softer. You can also see it like flakes and smudges out. It'll powderize a bit, but it still leaves a very smooth, just with a little bit of pressure. But even when you go light on it, it'll still kind of function like the other pencils, where it leaves a lot of spacing. So it's pretty much, you gotta kind of have to do some pretty decent pressure to fill in the gaps. But once you do, it does look good, you know, it's smooth. Collect light bulbs, but I don't. Yeah, paper part's really good. This is like, what I'm using here is like really like expensive paper. I mean, still it's worth the cost just because it's like, how much was this? Yeah, so this was like about $1.50 a sheet. Yeah, so this was like 25 bucks or so for 15 pages. Very high grade paper though, you know. It's like, you know, do this with the things you plan on doing, a complete drawing that you're going to put time into. Then I have my sketch paper, which is, I usually just use Strathmore, Canson sketch paper for other stuff, but I have a lot of finished sketchbooks. That kind of adds up in price too, though. You know, a sketchbook might run, well, a Strathmore brand stuff might run, 14 bucks a piece. But, once you start, like, filling out, like, 6 or 7 of them, Of course, that takes quite a while. Oh, nice. That's just what it takes, filling them out and stuff and getting more stuff done. I even sketch during my lunch breaks at work. It's a good way to pass the time. Which is what most of the sketches in this one have been, is just sketches during my lunch breaks. Let's see. Oops, gotta have those in there. Like all these sketches are like lunch break sketches. Mostly. Didn't finish this one. Got too fast with it. A lot of them still, like, oh yeah, I was working on this one. I haven't finished it. I was gonna add a background to it. But, sometimes I just mess around with them. It's not like I'm necessarily going to do anything I'm going to finish. Though I try to most of the time, because I don't want to waste my time. Even though practice is still good, but I still don't like drawing for the sake of practice, you know what I'm saying? Like, I like to draw for just drawing something that I want to finish, not just like sketching something using the paper up for, well, not much. But yeah, some of it's still like practice, though. And some of them I still might come back to, you know, to finish, if I still consider it a practice drawing. But, where is it? I gotta finish this one. Yet. Well, I'm gonna color it anyway. Do some lining on it and whatnot. So with this one. And this one. Gotta finish the lining. It's like initial lining, but I've found that if I bold some of the lines more, it does help. It's just, you know, it's like a lot of thin lines. But, you know, when I want to finish it, it kind of does help to enhance some of the lines more. Especially anything that's going to be in front of something else. You want to bold those lines more. Oops. Keep it in the camera. See, I did this one initially, but what I'm going to do is come back and I'm going to fix it a little bit, because there's a few things I want to change. Sometimes I jump straight into doing, you know, a lot like the ink, but sometimes it just takes a second glance to, like, recognize some things you overlook. I did this one last night during my lunch break. Some more Rory Mercury. I might make this one a finished one, or at least ink it. May or may not color it, but I do like the look of it, so I might finish this one. So go. Oh, OCs. More to you for that, because I just can't. I don't have the motivation to do it. I guess the one thing that drives me more for my drawing is that I like drawing what, you know, the characters I've seen. It's because, I don't know, like I've said before, it's like a memento to me, drawing these characters from shows and games that I like. And I just find it more motivating to draw them because of that. Not that it couldn't be possible that I could get more motivated to try to draw some original stuff, but for now, I just can't. Yeah, just show you that ribbon. Yeah, it's true. I usually just have something I do want to draw anyway, just because watching, more anime or playing a game. Plus, not just that I do one drawing of one character, I'll do multiple of them. Like I've done of the Pandora characters, I've done them quite a bit. And the Atelier Sophie characters. The thing I resort to drawing if I have no character in mind is I just do random geometric shapes and stuff like that. It's kind of what I did before I tried drawing characters. Oh, I need it. The tip's broken. It felt like it was loose. And Sharpies. I don't know why they even bothered putting those kind of tips on like the factory sharpened pencils. Like who uses that kind of dull tip? Like those pre-sharpened pencils. It's way too broad of a tip for it. It doesn't really work well. Well, I could say that, somewhat my creativity isn't actually that good sometimes. It's like I don't like to do backgrounds, and I don't like to put multiple characters in the same drawing very much. So, I tend to just do one character and that's it. I don't know if that's really. Maybe that isn't a thing of creativity. It's just me kind of trying to just be too simple or whatever, but I don't know. Or maybe it's because it just takes too much work for one piece. I have a bit of patience, but I can only do so much time on one drawing, and then I start to get tired of it. But I guess it just depends on what it is. This tip's still kind of weird. Yeah, it takes way too much time. And like, yeah, I'm only interested in the character right now. I'm not trying to make a whole big scene and throw all that time into it. It's like, heck, if I want a background, I'll cut them out and then just paste them on a picture. That actually wouldn't look too bad if you did it right. You know, just do a cutout of a drawing and then just, you know, put it on top of a scene or a semi-transparent picture background or something like that. I'll just take a picture and then I'll just throw the drawing on it. It'll work. Save myself 20 hours. Or more, depending on how much you're doing. Never finish. Just need to get back into it, George. Yeah, that's a big one for... Yeah. I'm surprised. The laziness has fluctuated for him to do such a thing. I don't know. George, did you absorb the laziness from him and now Random's not lazy anymore? Let's see. So here should keep going out. I gotta work on that fingers. Yeah, I don't know. I'd say it's risky just trying to throw it on eBay. But, I mean, as long as he has some people informed that he actually has it on there. Like, yeah, especially if he's auctioning, right? Because then, as long as he sets a minimum value that he at least hopes to get, which would probably be a good idea. Or, you know, hope that there's people who are doing a betting war to get it. I mean, I can see how it can turn out better than even trying to sell it for a set price, potentially. But that's the risk with, like, you know, auction. Just double checking on the detail of her hair ribbon. I see. Yeah, you'll probably get it. Are you gonna try for it? Yeah, I'd say it's probably gonna. I mean, you at least hope that it gets somewhere near that. 60, yeah, it's more than 60 to 100. If you consider that he usually sells just a normal lined one for $20, and he's got like a ton of drawings in the same set. Oh, but I am. But you know, this character's actually 960 years old, so it's fine. You're just thinking too much. You know, pretty easy to separate reality from fantasy if you're actually sane-minded. So if you have an issue with it, that means you're not sane. You know what I'm saying? You can't separate the two, then you just don't know how to think. You know, just saying. Oh my god. Broke. But you know, this is not explicit though. This is far from being lewd. Like, this is very not lewd at all. It's just a drawing, you know what I'm saying? Well, sure, there's some that do that. That doesn't mean it's everything, though. Those are just extremes. You know, if they had a Miku one, though, I might have to consider it. I don't know why this pencil keeps breaking. It's starting to get annoying. Suspenders. Good thing this isn't a schoolgirl or anything. It's a 960-year-old demigod. Yeah, how's that not? That's not lewd just because it's a clothing. Only if you want it to be. It's a gothic Lolita style, as they say. It's only lewd if you think it is. I think it's just cool. I mean, why not? Well, the story is that when she became like a an apostle to become a god, she stopped aging. If you want to get a background why she looks young. I mean, that's the reason why she looks young anyway. Because, like in the story, they say, oh, when she, yeah, basically. Not that it really needs an explanation. They can do whatever they want. Did the art and the story behind it. No, I'm still trying to get better though. Skill wise, there's always room for improvement, which is what I'm always trying to do. More or less. No, I'm not going to acknowledge stupidity. So you can just take that bullcrap out of this conversation. Not sure why you're so butthurt about it. It has nothing to do with you anyway. So you really don't have to try to convince others, because I'm not going to listen. I'm just saying. That's your opinion, and it's not going to change mine. What's that line from? I'm trying to remember what I was doing here. Oh, that's when the pencil broke. That's right. Okay. I mean, heck, even One Punch Man has that one green hair chick in it. Like, it's just there, and I don't mind it. I don't care what you watch. It's not gonna make any difference to me. That's just your opinion. Again, like I said. If you think it's bad, then that's on you. I mean, I watch hentai anyway. But I don't draw it. Mostly because I prefer to make drawings that I can show people. Mostly. Yo, Gabe. Yeah, your opinions don't need to mean anything to me. You're not gonna change my idea, then that's just on you. It's fine if you believe that. You just keep it to yourself then. You don't have to try to convince me. It's like me, George. I can't do it. Or I don't feel like it anyway. Oh, thanks, game. I do look awesome. It's funny because she has the same name as me. I mean, yes, you can do that. Now, why would you draw that and you have a problem with this? Are you trying to show all these other people that kind of vulgar stuff? $19.90. Oh, so you've been learned now since then. Basically, I just need to get this staff done. And the last bit of the It's actually kind of tough doing like straight lines, even with a ruler. So I try not to use rulers when I can, just because it's kind of annoying to use them. Let's see. But, you know, it'd probably be best to make this as lined up as possible. Oh no, it's gonna be colored, because it'll turn out like, I plan on coloring this one in the same style as I've done some of these perfectly not lewd drawings. Because this is like the same kind of paper, so I'm planning on doing something like this. What is? Maybe to you, not to me. Coloring pool, can't help it. It needs color. Where did I put my pencil? Oh yeah, I was getting my ruler. Here it is. Oh no. I use one of these, pretty nice. It's like one of those triangle ones. An architect's ruler scale. Not that I need all the increments to like measure, but it's pretty stable. Make sure I don't go past the thumb. No, it's fine, you know, just like, you don't need to spout things like that too much when I've already said that I don't really care. I'm gonna make up for the margin of the pencil edge. Seems about right. No. Well, I do have one small triangle, but it's only like that long. Or those L-type things. Probably should, but I don't know. I usually don't draw straight lines anyway. Or at least not by ruler. Seems about right. That's about all I needed from that rule. Straight curves. Oh, I see what you're saying. Like, wait, are you meaning like trying to make something look rounded? Sure. Not sure what you mean, George. Oh, I think my mouse died. It did. Oh, what the heck? Pencils keep breaking. I think it will stay. I don't know. Finish. No, I won't. Sharpen it again. I won't be able to string much longer though. I'll have to get ready for work. Feet? Oh, there's feet. Oh, sorry. It's just kind of zoomed in. It's just shoes. Not enough room to fit the whole dang halberd in there, though. There we go. Got the lining done pretty much. Good, because you shouldn't. Because I won't care anyway. What the heck? This one broke too? What the heck? I don't see the problem though with them. I even referenced like my own legs for that part. Dump on company time. I should do that more often. But I usually just can't, just because I'm at a different location. It just doesn't happen for me. Well, I was trying to do like the heel part, right? And then, like, it's kind of forward, but you're not like straight on, but somewhat straightforward on it. And then they curve down and go up, like that part. No, this one might not match quite at the same level as that one does, but this leg's also further back. Could have maybe, I don't know, foreshortened it a bit more as it's further back. I don't know, not by a lot, but it's a subtle thing that I just can't, well, can't change now anyway, but I'm not worried about it. You know, it's true though, you look at a lot of scenes in it, and a lot of the stuff's really, disproportionate, but that's fine. Especially like in anime, where they're just trying to like get an animation done and with as little effort as possible. She needs more eyelashes. I wouldn't really say it's right or left though. They're kind of straightforward. With certain shoes, you don't really get that right foot, left foot kind of look though, Not every shoe looks like it's a right and left shoe. In fact, the old shoes were not right or left. They were just an individual, they're both just the same, which would be really uncomfortable. I'm just digging for excuses right now, because I can. There. I was thinking of doing the lines for like the scales of the snake things with black, but I think I'm just going to do it with a darker color of whatever I do color those with. Sometimes I feel like I should do that with other things too, like rather than do black line through the whole thing, maybe I should just rely on some lines of the other colors, but it's still kind of hard to do that. Oh, my mouse died. The battery is dying forever. Alright. This one's basically ready for me just to like clean up and color, but yeah, I gotta get ready for work anyway. George, sometime for you, I'll just draw feet. It'll just be a foot drawing. I'll try to get them right. Or shoes, I don't know, feet and shoes or something. Foot fetish. Anyway, peace. Yeah, I'll probably be on tomorrow to start coloring on this, I think. Peace.